Welcome to Charts Inside. It's the final stretch of August and Indian markets have had a turbulent run. Three straight sessions in the red, global trade shock, market sentiments, and investors bracing for what September may bring. Let's break down the numbers, the drivers, and what lies ahead. On Friday, the Sensex closed at 79,809, down by 271 points, while the Nifty 50 ended at 24,426, down by 74 points. For this week, that's a decline of nearly 1,500 points on the Sensex and 443 points on the Nifty. Losses of about nearly 8.1%. The broader market pain was sharper. Mid-cap and small-cap indices dropped between 2.7% and 2.9%, underperforming large caps and signaling weak breadth. Trigger has been crystal clear. Washington's move to slap 50% tariffs on Indian exports, that single policy decision knocked billions of market wealth and clouded Indians' growth outlook if tariffs stick. Reliance Industries was another drag sliding after its AGM. Export-driven sectors such as technologies, chemical, gems, and jewelry all took heavy hits. And Fitch, while reaffirming India's sovereign rating at BBB-, warned that tariffs are now a key risk for the economy. Among notable laggards, Mahindra and Mahindra fell 3%, Reliance Industries lost around 2.3%, Bajaj Auto and Yes Bank were also slapped, while IndusInd Bank sank more than 4% after supply chain and leadership updates. On the upside, ITC rose 2.2%, Bharat Electronics and Trent posted gains, and Larsen and Turbo added over 1%. Protein eGov Technologies jumped nearly 6% after landing a 1.160 crore UID AI contract, while Signpost India advanced 2.6% on securing exclusive advertising rights across Bangalore metro stations. If we shift onto macro data, on the data front, July industrial production grew by 3.5% year-on-year compared to 1.5% in the June. Manufacturing was the bright spot, up by 5.4%, mining slumped by 7.2%, and electricity edged up by just 0.6%. Investors are also eyeing crude oil trends, foreign fund flows, and US-India trade negotiations as the next major drivers. Importantly, US Fed Chair Jerome Powell signaled possible monetary easing next month, which could provide some relief for emerging market trends. If we shift our sight from macro data to global market snapshots, the cues weren't that supportive. In the US, the S&P 500 fell by 0.64%, the Dow slipped by 0.2%, and the Nasdaq dropped by 1.15%, led lower by Nvidia and other tech names. Still, August ended positive overall, with record highs earlier in this week. Now if we talk about the UK, the FTSE 100 closed at 9187, down by 0.32%, logging its sharpest weekly decline in 5 months as new tax proposals for bank hit sentiment. Same in Tokyo, the Nikkei 225 slipped by 0.26% this Friday on weak industrial output data and profit taking in autos and chip stocks. But for the month, the index gained a strong 4%. Now, let's talk about some strategic insights, which you need to focus on your portfolio. So what does this all mean for India and for the retail traders? So right now, the market is caught between external shocks, tariffs, global inflation, Fed policy uncertainty, and domestic resilience in key areas like FMCG, infrastructure, and select manufacturing pockets. Export-driven industries are under direct pressure. IT, and tech services remain tied to the US corporate budgets. Banks and financials are vulnerable to liquidity swings. Meanwhile, FMCG and consumers demand remain relatively stable, offering a defensive cushion. Now, what sectors and stocks you need to watch for this coming Monday? On the radar for momentum and breakout plays, Godavari Power, Apollo Microsystem, Zeal, DCX Systems, and Godfrey Phillips all showing a strong price volume breakouts, whereas Britannia, L&T, Adani Ports, and Aris Life Sciences, backed by structural demand and sectorial tailwinds. Auto components such as Lumex Autotech and Shally Engineering are benefiting from sector recovery. These names stand out on both technical momentum and fundamental drivers despite the volatility breakout. Still, a note that these are not financial advices and you need to do your proper research before investing. So, August ends with Indian equities under pressure, weighed down by tariffs, foreign selling, and global risk jitters. September won't be quiet. Tariffs, Fed policy, and portfolio reshuffles are all set to drive volatility. But as always, the opportunities will lie in the rotation. We'll be watching it for you. This is Charts Inside.